Namaste and welcome. Here we are for Anchor to Light for Friday, and as you can tell, I'm not in my studio. I'm in Chicago, Lombard to be more exact, for our Kri Shakti prosperity class. So before we start, let's ask for a blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahagu Jumeling, we humbly ask for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your guidance, help, healing, protection. We thank you in full faith. And so it is. Right, so today we are just picking a slightly different topic, and that has to do with silence. So Pythagoras, or Pythagoras as is known in the Western world, the Greek mathematician who came up with the Pythagorean theorem. You know, you have a triangle, x squared plus y squared equals, I forgot the third one. Anyway, you get the idea. The hypotenuse, h squared or something square. So he said silence is better than unmeaning words, or we always hear that silence is golden. I want to just cover that a little bit because a lot of people have the perception that the more you have to say, the smarter you are. That's not always the case. So we'll work on it on different angles. The first part of it has to do with in the Eightfold Path, as taught by the Lord Buddha. One of them is right thoughts, right words, right actions, right thoughts, right viewpoint, right speech, right viewpoint, perceiving things properly, right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihood, and it keeps going. Now, the part in right speech, I remember my teacher was talking to us about it. My teacher was saying, you know, right speech starts with do not engage in useless conversations. In other words, when you're around people, if what's being talked about is not of any value, either keep it quiet or you withdraw. Because a lot of people, they just talk for the sake of talking. Like, you know, I'm traveling from Southern California here. I've been to the airport. You just sit and observe people. And again, I'm not doing this in a judgmental way, and I'm better than them. I'm just observing. The stuff they talk about are very, let's just say, you know, unimportant. You know, some of them, of course, are important because they're calling about business, they're taking care of children and family, but some of them they're just talking for the sake of talking, like, well, you know, I think that the universe or the economy could use some whatever, and then on listening to them, they have no clue what they're talking about. It's just talking to a stranger for the sake of talking. And they're literally just talking to move air with the vocal cords. Now, you say, well, so what? You know, they're not doing anything. True, but you see, what comes out of your mouth is a reflection of what's in your consciousness. And of course, if you've read the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So just by observing what the person says and just watching them, listening, you get an idea what is going on in their consciousness. That's part one, just to kind of observe the effect of this, of what's inside when it comes to the speech. The next thing is talk about why is it so important to observe. Because for you to observe the thoughts, the words that come out of you, it helps you practice self-awareness. Self-awareness. You get to observe who the self really is. The self is the spiritual self or the soul. Otherwise, here's what happens. When you don't get a chance to observe the thoughts and emotions that you create, that we all create, as we go through life, we handle situations, we talk to people, the thoughts that go through our mind when we study something and we analyze something, those become the I. Instead of the soul being the real I, your identity becomes all the thoughts and emotions that you have created or other people have created for you. So it's now a false identity. Make sense? That's how people control you. Nobody has to sit there and attack you. All they have to do is to keep talking, and if you're listening, you allow them in. You know, people always talk about, oh, people are cyclically attacking. They don't have to cyclically attack. All they're going to do is talk to you for a few minutes. If you don't know who's talking, right, or who's responding, you think that's the soul. What happens is they tell you, yeah, by the way, did you know this? Did you know that? Did you know the economy is this? You know, so-and-so is going out with someone, somebody is doing. When you buy into that, basically your emotional body, your mental body gets so entangled with it, that becomes your identity. I know some of you won't like this, but I'm scrolling through my news feed. I'm looking like, okay, what's happening with the fires in Maui, which is, we have to continue to pray for them. It's not good at all, right? There's a hurricane approaching California. There's this, there's that. Okay, all that is important. And then I was scrolling through it. Someone says, by the way, so-and-so is going out with someone. Someone is now whose boyfriend. I go, who cares? And they say, oh, somebody's wearing whatever in one, some actress or actors wearing some clothing made by so-and-so at the Oscars and it's causing a stir. I go, whatever. I'm not going to waste my consciousness on that useless stuff. But the reason it's there is people read it. They talk about it, they go, oh, by the way, basically it's a form of gossiping. And I remember Master Cho told us, avoid gossiping. Gossiping creates thoughts and emotions that are directed towards someone. And if it's hurtful, it's like character assassination. By the way, did you know so-and-so lost his job? By the way, did you know? If it's not relevant, it doesn't affect you, you know why? Otherwise, all these things become part of you. Your identity is now based on all this stuff that's flying around. You start swimming in the cloud, and those clouds of thoughts and emotions define who you are. Your movements, your feelings, your thoughts. That's how you're manipulated by society. Because the thoughts you create become your boss. Now, how do you go against that? It's very simple. Do your meditation. Keep recalling who you really are. You're not the body. You're not any of these feelings and thoughts. Anything you read, that's not you. You're observing. When you observe all these things and get to always stay in your center and say, these are thoughts, these are emotions. Is this valid? This is not valid. Let me analyze this. Because if you don't, guess what happens? Society controls you. The media controls you. That's why we're doing this six times meditation. Of course, I'm traveling, so it depends on the schedule. As we do these meditations, at the minimum, one of the effects it has to have on you is you're able to experience silence. It's just like when nothing's going on, the radio, the TV, there's no music, no anything, you can just be. And you're going to be perfectly fine with that. I've shared this with you before. If you need to always have something playing, the music has been playing, the TV, something that's totally going, it's very simply an indicator that the noise inside you is so much, you need to do something outside to create a louder noise or more of a distraction so you don't have to tune in to the inner noise. And of course, when that doesn't work, then people go into substances, using it as an excuse for spiritual awakening, when in reality, they're not fixing the problem that's there. I know some of you go, yeah, but you don't understand. I went through this experience of whatever, drinking something, smoking something, shooting something. That's nice. How long did that last? Oh, but here was a transformation. I get to see my destiny. Good. Are you doing anything about it? And more important question is, do you need to keep doing that in order to know your purpose? If you do, you're a slave to it. It's an addiction, period. Call it what it is. But I'm microdosing. I was talking to Tony Robbins about this last week. You know, people use that excuse. They go, I'm microdosing. No, you're just an addict, period. Call it what it is. If you had to rely on the substance to experience the, short of a ailment, okay? I mean, certain people have certain ailments. They need this because there's brain chemical imbalance, etc., etc. But if you have to rely on any of these, you're an addict. Simple. Clear? The power of silence. The power of silence is an indicator. Okay? Listen carefully. The power of silence is an indicator of how clean the aura and the chakras are. Your first indicator. Because when it's quiet, you know there's the absence of thought forms and emotional forms. So the soul is not being influenced in any direction. That's why silence is the foundation. It is not the objective. Some people say, oh, I just want to have some inner peace and silence. That's good. When you get there, don't stop there. As we always say, silence leads to stillness. Stillness leads to higher spiritual activity. That's a direct quote from my teacher, Grandmaster Tuakok Sui. Let's do this again. Silence leads to stillness. Stillness leads to higher spiritual activity. And if you can't get to silence, that's that. You're going to swim in a cloud continuously. One day you feel great, one day you feel terrible, one day you feel ecstatic, the next day you drown into depression. You just go, whoo, whoo. You know why? Again, short of a physical ailment. I just want to get that out of the way, because if you think that I'm saying that this is a cure for everything, there are certain people who need medical care, all right? So short of that, having challenges or difficulty having silence, the cure is go through some form of healing, like pranic psychotherapy. I've covered that in previous sessions, and or regular, proper meditation. That's why you notice during the meditation, Twin Hearts, a great invocation, we always have 2-3 minutes of silence. You notice that? You notice we don't play music? Well, part of it is because of the logistics. I'm usually traveling, so to have somebody do this, it's too much work. Anyway, that's just a decoration. The goal of the meditation is to get to the part when it's silent and still. And you notice to say, be still, be aware, let go. You notice that? We even say, any noise, any sound you hear will allow you to go deeper or drift deeper into the silence or meditation. The goal, one of the goals of that practice is to get to that silence. And when you get to that silence, and when you really let go, then stillness sets in. And when there's stillness, some of you go, yeah, it's so still. Then some of you feel like, oh, I see lights. I feel like I'm floating. I can feel love. I feel this. You see, those are higher spiritual activities beyond silence. You never get there if you're stuck with mind chatter. That's that. Lesson is very simple. You know, it's funny that some people try to impress me. Yeah, I experienced oneness with God. I started crying and feeling this. I go, good, great. You know, watch their everyday life. They're always like this. The mind's going like this, and then just sitting in the car. They can't have any, 10 seconds of silence. Impossible. If there's 10 seconds of silence, by the way, it's like, I'm going, why can't you just be quiet? They think quiet is a form of ignorance. But in reality, being quiet, being silent, is a form of spiritual advancement. You know why? It shows you have control over your mind, your speech, and then your body, which moves your mouth. You talk when you need to talk. You don't talk when you don't need to talk. That's one of the reasons why some yogis practice a vow of silence, so that they can have control over the mind and their body, which affect their speeches. Now you have to use this in context. Don't go crazy like now you won't talk to your kids, your children, your parents, your family. Don't go crazy. Try to understand the teaching. Put it in context. If you need to be loving and caring, you need to use loving and caring words, you do it. If you're in business, you need to show the facts, you need to say what needs to be, you do it. So don't go crazy. By the way, I learned how to be silent, be quiet, because it's a sign of my spiritual development. No, it's a sign you didn't understand the teachings. Okay? Don't be taking things out of context, like I would say. That's one of the reasons why people have problems with religion. They take a holy book, the Bible, the Quran, the teachings of the Buddha, any holy book, and they just cherry pick whatever they want and then give it a meaning. You have to realize, let me just repeat it again. I'll just use the Bible as an example. When it was written thousands of years ago, or hundreds, not hundreds, thousands of years ago, the scribes did not say, by the way, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter this, verse that. Or they don't say, this is the book of Matthew, chapter this, verse number 25. That was put together much, much later. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because if you just pick one sentence here and there, you'll never get it right. You have to try to understand, okay, the context of this book, who's the author? What is the author trying to convey? Is it his or her experiences? Is it a teaching? Is it more of a teaching style? Is it more like an inspiration like Psalms? Or is it like Proverbs trying to awaken your mental faculty? Try to understand it in context. Otherwise, you know what happens? You just say, well, some of it sounds good, like, oh, I know one. If your eye be single, your body will fill with light. Ooh, that means I only need to have one eye. Poke my other eye out. You realize how dumb that is? That's how you have to read the whole thing. So context is extremely important. So when I'm sharing a lot of this with you, okay, silence is important. Doesn't mean that you keep your mouth shut, put duct tape on it, and then I'm spiritual. No, that means you understand the teachings. But try it. Try for maybe a few days. Just try it. Don't say anything. Just observe. You observe. Now, when somebody says something and they try to trigger you, hey man, by the way, it's on, and you say, oh, okay. You just say the minimum that you need to say. You back off. And the interesting thing about this, then we'll finish. You'll notice if you're in a group setting, if you're not talking, you get to listen. Listening is a form of observation. And you get to see people as they are. I'll share that story with you many years ago. That happened. We were in a restaurant. It was myself, my teacher, Grandmaster Chokoksui, and we're in Chinese tables, round, bunch of students. And then he just threw out a question. I forgot what it was. And he just sat there. Now, you talk about the teacher who knows a billion times more than all the students. He asked a question, and he would not interject. None. Even I'm listening. Some of these stuff they're saying is just stupid. It's dumb. I was going to say something. He would put my hand next to go. Don't say anything. Literally, he'll just say, don't say anything. Let him talk. I'm going, okay. Before you know it, they're arguing. They're talking about stuff. He won't let me say anything because even though I know the fact that what they're saying is not true or wrong or dumb, don't do anything. So, okay. After the whole thing was done, when they kind of exhausted what they have to say, got it out of their system, he would look at them, he would just say one statement. This is this, this is that. Okay, let's eat. That was it. I'm going, Is he going to address all the stupid stuff they said? No, he didn't say anything. After the whole thing was done, I remember in the car, he said, no, you have to understand. In times like that, you just observe. You observe what they have to say, you let them say it, and you just observe. From there, you know who are the people you can depend on. You get to know the skills that the people have. As you observe, you let them keep hashing it out. And then, from there, a good idea could come out. Don't stop them. I listened to the teacher, I'll go, that's why he's the teacher. He just kept his cool. Just observe. You can't do that if every little thing in your life triggers you. I saw something in the news, and before you know it, you're very political, you go crazy. You tell it to your family, your friends, you get all gung-ho and go nuts about it. Or, you're at work, somebody didn't like the way you dress, and boom, you go crazy. Over one little thing. Or somebody looks at you like, hey, you look horrible today, what's wrong with you? And you just ruined your day. You go, first of all, that's your opinion. First of all, I could care less. Move on with your life. If you have very thin skin, people affect you every little way. Make sense? That's it. Do your meditation, step back, observe. So when Pythagoras said silence is better than unmeaning words, it goes much deeper than that. Silence gives you the ability to observe. Silence gives you the stepping stone to experience stillness, which is the stepping stone for higher spiritual activity. Okay, for some of you who don't know, intuition is a form of higher spiritual activity. It's a signal coming from the higher world, from your teacher, from your higher soul, etc., etc. Okay? Now, when that energy is coming in, that information is coming in, if there's no stillness, the signal coming in is disturbed. It's like having static. Zzz. There's no stillness. If there's no silence, it's even worse. Whatever signal that's able to come in, it's now mixed with everything. So sometimes your intuition is accurate, sometimes it's not. Because if there's no silence and stillness, that information coming in, that data coming in, it's now a mishmash mixed with anger, stress, happy, joy. So when you're talking to someone, intuitively I'm getting a download. They talk to you, you tell them, they go, you have no clue what the heck you're talking about. They go, how could that be? My intuition is so good. It might be good when times when your aura and chakras are quiet and clean. If it's not, good luck with that. I know one psychic many years ago, it's very interesting. She's very good. But she has the tendency to go, emotional roller coaster. Now, every time before she gives a reading to a very important client, I get a phone call. This is like 25 years ago. We would do pranic psychotherapy, clean up her aura, and she'd be like spot on, super clear. She doesn't receive the healing, it's all over the place. Because as it is, she's very emotional, so everything goes up and down, right? Then the signal coming in, mixed with all that. Sometimes tell someone, oh, the plane's gonna crash. It didn't crash. But her fears, her thought forms, plus the signal coming in for something else got mixed together. So her interpretation was, plane's gonna crash. She was actually in the plane and she started panicking. Oh, there's something wrong with the plane, there's something wrong with the plane. She's causing such a big fuss, they actually changed planes. But there was nothing wrong with the plane, if I remember correctly. So do your spiritual practice properly. As you do your spiritual practice properly, you're able to experience silence. When you experience silence, you can go stillness. When you experience stillness, you have a clear channel from your higher self, from your guides, your teachers, from God. That's that. Simple. If you don't do your spiritual practice, good luck. You're continuously swimming in a cloud of yourself and other people's crap. So, one, do your practice. You have more inner peace and stillness. The other one, you're swimming in clouds of people's crap. Equals drama. Well, I guess if you like it, go for it. If you like to have one day intense happiness, the next day intense depression, another day is this, another that, okay, well, guess what? You are their prisoner. They move you around like a puppet. If you do your practice, on the other hand, you can choose not to engage, or choose to engage, or choose the amount you engage. You can have fun, you can talk to people, have a wonderful time, and then, oh, I think these people are gossiping now and they talk about nonsense. Let me go to the toilet. Because there's emotionally, psychologically going to the toilet. I go to a physical toilet and relieve myself, and then I'll come back and talk to somebody else. Because you had the ability to observe. That's that. So I hope the lesson was useful to you. Again, I have nothing against interacting with people. Don't think, oh yeah, you're just being hermit. No, you interact with people, but you interact with people with awareness. Awareness. That's the key. Just observe. Okay, this person is a good person. She's very focused on work. Okay, I want to emulate her. Spend time with her. Learn from her. Good. This person, he's very, I don't know, just make something up. Let's say, this person is very organized. I like to learn that. I'll spend time with them. This other person, man, there's a lot of it. He's always the life of the party, but it's always drama and gossip. Forget that. Tony Robbins says, proximity is power. That proximity has to be with the right people. Otherwise, proximity becomes crap, mess. Because the more you keep the company of people who are emotionally, mentally unstable, that becomes your normal. Then proximity with them contaminated you. Proximity with people who are focused, who are powerful, who are good people, that proximity will pull you up. The other one drags you down. So, practicing silence gives you the ability to observe. You observe the company you keep. Now, some will go, well, how about its family? Then it's closer. Then the more you have to practice. And if you can, first of all, as you do your meditation, spiritual practice, always project love and blessing to them. And then when they're gossiping, they're talking about nonsense, it's up to you to try to steer them to something more positive. When they're like, yeah, I know Joe, man, he's such a jerk, he's doing this, and they go on and on, it's up to you to go, that's interesting, you should say that. Yeah, I've seen Joe do that too. But I also noticed that Joe, a few times I was in trouble, he helped me out. So it's not all that bad. You kind of slowly steer them. Otherwise, before you know it, you're jumping in with them. I've seen this before. I almost did it a few days ago. This friend of mine was saying something and I was almost getting to it. Then they go, wait, that's gossiping. First of all, that's nothing to do with the other person. Let me back off. And I started talking about, hey, by the way, how's your car? So hopefully, not only are you trying to not jump into the mud, you're able to help pull someone out of the mud. And write this down. We've shared this with you before. You do not have to jump into the mud to save someone or pull somebody out of the mud. That's one of the mistakes a lot of people in the spiritual path do. They think in order to help somebody who's angry and upset, they have to go in, jump in with them, feel it, experience it, so I can help them. No, you drown with them. You don't have to swim in the mud with them to save them. In fact, it's smarter to stay out of the mud, throw them a lifeline and pull them out. That makes a lot more sense. But, hey, I know a lot of you don't agree. You try to go in, feel it, experience it, full of mud, and then you go, oh, now I'm saving someone. Now who's going to save you? Anyway, forget about that. All right, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. To my teacher, my beloved teacher, Master Tuakok Sui, Mahaguruji Meiling, we humbly ask for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. Thank you, in full faith. So it is. All right. Put your hands together. Focus on your crown gently. I am that I am. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion or the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that, the soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. Just be aware of your crown. I am the soul. I am the spiritual self. Now open your hands in blessing. We'll do the meditation Twin Hearts as taught to us by my teacher, Grandmaster Tuakok Sui. So be aware of your heart in your hands. Fill the earth with beautiful pink light. With the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow unconditional love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. Bless the earth with peace, with love, with the spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, and then of course with light and with joy. So be it. Just fill the earth with so much love, peace, love, caringness, kindness. If you know anyone going through very difficult times in their life, bless them with hope and faith and a better life. May all be blessed. So be it. Where there's darkness, light. Darkness is the absence of spiritual light in one person's life, in a person's life. May they be blessed with spiritual awakening, spiritual light. And where there's sadness, let me sow joy. Just be aware of your heart in your hands. Fill the earth with beautiful pink light. So be it. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. And just be aware of your crown. Be still. Your crown is filled with so much golden light. Allow the golden light from your crown to just slide down through your hands and fill the entire earth. Fill your home, your workplace, your city, state, country, the entire world with beautiful, beautiful golden light. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with love and kindness. May all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. May all be blessed. So be it. Now be aware of your heart, your crown. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Project even brighter golden light out of your hands and fill your home, your family, your relatives and friends. Fill them with golden light. The people you work with, the company you work with. Bless your city, all cities, all countries in the world. Fill them with golden light. Especially bless the island of Maui, where we're looking for maybe thousands of people who have lost their lives to the fire. May Hawaii be divinely blessed. Of course, Ukraine, may the Ukrainian people be blessed. May the Russian people be blessed. The country of Iran, may the Iranian people be divinely blessed. The whole of the Middle East be blessed. The whole of Africa, many countries in Africa, people are suffering. May they be divinely blessed with hope and faith. Fill these places with golden light. North, Central, South America, be blessed. The whole of Asia, Australia, all of Europe, may all these places be divinely blessed by God. So be it. If you know any country or if you know anyone going through difficult times, fill them with this golden light. Just say our hearts are one, our spirits are one, our souls are one. From the center of the heart of God, through my spirit, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. May all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. May all be healed of their pain, sorrow, and suffering. So be it. May all be blessed with understanding, harmony, goodwill, and the willingness to do good. So be it. Blessings be to all. Now lower your hands on your lap. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Just be still. Imagine a brilliant golden light just floating above your head. From your heart, send a stream of love up to the crown and into the golden light. Just stay there. And listen. You're not the body. You are that light. You're not any of your feelings and emotions. You are that brilliant light. You're not any of your thoughts. You are that brilliant being of light. Silently just look at that light and say, I am that. That light am I. I am that radiant self of light. That self am I. I am that. That I am. Be still and listen. Om. Just be aware of that brilliant light. Om. Allow your awareness and consciousness to drift deeper and deeper into that golden light and merge with it. Om. Be still. Be aware of the brilliant light. The image doesn't have to be clear, it is there. And just simply let go and let things be. Now. Gently, slowly, very gently and slowly come back to your body. Raise your hands in blessing again. Picture the people you love. Fill them with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with much happiness, abundance, and prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. Bless your job, your career, your business with success, with progress and prosperity. Say, so be it. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Put your golden light downwards into the earth. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it, and so it is. Okay, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, Spiritual Helpers. We thank you. To my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahaguji, mailing thank you in full faith, and so it is. Okay, hope you're able to experience the silence and the stillness. And we did our best to give you that space. I know you live very busy lives, to at least have a minute or two of that pure silence and stillness. Some of you it's easy, some of you took some effort. The key, you just keep going. All right, so after this, make sure you do your physical exercises to assimilate that energy and also, help maintain that, frequency, if you will, in your entire body. All right, so do your meditation, do your physical exercises. The second session tonight, I'm not sure because we're setting up for the class tomorrow. So probably, I'm guessing the next time I'll see you will be Monday. Okay, Monday I'm still here, but I can squeeze in one more before my flight. All right, namaste everyone. If you don't do another session tonight, I know I'm seeing a few of you this weekend here in the class in Chicago. The rest of you have an amazing, amazing weekend. May always be blessed with much happiness, joy, good health, and lots of prosperity. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and share this with as many people as you can. So the more people who shut up and practice silence, this will be a better world. No, I'm kidding. So they can experience stillness and a stronger spiritual connection. Okay, namaste, God bless, and we'll see you next time.